Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. And today we're going to look at G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch Footloose. One of the very few Joes that I do remember the name of, Footloose. There he is from the front. You can see what's coming in. Oh, look at that. He's got a peace sign and everything. I wonder if that's included in one of his hands. I guess we'll see. And that's pretty cool. Ooh, what does that mean? Does that mean we're getting this as a vehicle? That would be freaking cool. Let me see, what else is this window? I think this is an Abraham tank, I think. Like, isn't G.I. Joe usually the ones that they do these inferences of what might be coming in the line by having these background stuff going on? I hope so, man. I think this is more like Photoshop because look at this gun over here. It seems like it's too black for Dusty. Yeah, but man, if we ever get that one and not a HasLab. Oh, here's a blown up picture of what's going on with the peace sign and everything. Alright, let me take him out of packaging and we'll look at some interesting toy. Alright, so here he is out of packaging, and this is the one that's what he came with. Figure, backpack, bazooka, machine gun, a missile for the bazooka. Oh, cool. Actually sticks out. A gun and a helmet. Let's do the usual and let's do some close-ups. Why don't we? Alright, let's start with the backpack over here. As you can see, all the detail going on over here. It's just bare plastic. As you can see, it even has the ridges here, the cap of the canteen. And almost the carrying tag over here. Like loops to put some stuff in. Yeah, nice detail. Here's the helmet. You can actually see the detail of the camouflage over there. Some sort of mic. This is attached permanently, glued on. It does not move out, and that's fine with me. I honestly, the early ones where this is actually articulated, I don't even know if it's still complete or not. They're just so small and everything that I think I would have ended up gluing it just like this one is. I think visually it's fine. It doesn't need to function in the same way. Look at the detail on that one. You can actually see a hose going into this thing. I don't know what this is. Maybe some sort of liquid that he can drink out of. I don't know. But there's a lot of detail going on in this helmet. So we've got a mic here and a strap. Here's the bazooka. The bazooka in itself looks very simplistic in the design, but I mean, I really like the fact that they did a paint deck on this one. Just gives it a little bit of an attitude. I don't know what this one is. This an unpainted strap, so I'm not impressed by that. The ammo is very simplistic in the design, but at least they painted this tip part as green. There's no hole over here, so it is kind of loose. It's kind of snug fitting, so it's not gonna fall off, but it is loose, so be careful on that. And this is the gun. This is the standard gun that I grew up on in movies and all that stuff, where it's just a regular machine gun. And the clip does still come out, so I'm gonna be careful I don't lose that. Nice detail though. You even see the pattern in the grip. Comes with the standard Joe knife with a silver blade. And there's the handgun. Again, unpainted plastic, but a lot of detail though. A lot of detail. So there's the face. Now you can see that there's a difference between the neck and the chest part over here and the face. It shows off a lot worse in camera. It's almost unnoticeable in hand. It is, but I mean it's not as bad as it is in camera. But the face is really engaging to me. It's like, I don't know what it is with this plastic that they're using. It's almost like translucent, so it's got some sort of quality where it's making it seem like it's got a blush wash. But I'm not sure though. It might have a blush. But look at that face. It's very natural looking. Right? So that's cool. I really like the hair matted down for the helmet. The detail on the armor and everything. I'm glad they have a sheath for the knife this time, thank goodness. Detail on that one. Notice in this one on the arm and then the elbow, it's different color. So this is this type of plastic. They use a different one than the one on the actual flesh tone figure. That's why I'm thinking that there's got to be some sort of inherent quality in this plastic that's making it a little bit translucent. So there's something going on. So it's creating a lot of depth in this hand. Look at the hand. Look at the hand. See? That's pretty good detail. And some sort of wrist thing here. Smoke bomb. And I wanted to show this one. Look at the wrist watch. You see that there's some sort of tempo detail in there. I don't really know if you can actually read what's on that watch face, but there is something in there. That's amazing. Looking down to the detail over here, I put in the gun over here. This is this a separate piece? No, it's the same. They just painted it, so that's good. Look at the detail that's in this thing, man. I tend to overlook this type of detail when I'm playing with the toys or just getting them out of the box. It's not because I don't usually look at it, so I don't appreciate it as much as I should. And I see them now here in this macro and through the viewfinder, you know. So then I get to appreciate it a lot. So let's go ahead and look at the articulation. Right, for the articulation, Joes, I'm usually not disappointed when it comes to the articulation for the Joes. So it's got a neck joint on the top, on the base of the head, and at the bottom of the neck, sideways. Utilizing the top one, there's not a lot. Utilizing the bottom of the neck, then you get a little bit more down. Not much on the up, honestly, because of the design. Obviously, you can twist to the side, some wiggle waggle going on. The shoulder obviously goes around. It's got a bicep cut, allows you to rotate sideways. Double jointed on the elbows. Mine is stuck on the upper part. Let's do the other side. This one's better, better. Just a reminder, this back part is painted plastic, so there's a difference, but they casted it in flesh colored joints anyway, so that's fine. The wrist goes sideways and then the hand goes in and out. There are two articulation points in the body. There's one in the lower torso here at the bottom of the rib cage, but it's somewhat hampered by the harness, and honestly it's so hard to move. I wouldn't even consider that. Oh, it's that kind of a joint. It's not like Cobra Commander here where it's a bowl cut. The joint here is the one that's like a T or a shape like that, and I love that. That's the joint I like. I wasn't expecting much, but because it's all hidden in the harness, and because it's that kind of a joint, look at how much range that pulls off. That's the reason why I like this joint much better than the ball joint. Now it's more exposed here, see that? And then you have a joint here at the waist where it is bold, and then you get more stuff. That's the kind I wanted anyway. I've always wanted that. Look at that range. That's cool. The belt is separate, so it's free floating and that's the way I prefer it anyway. Drop down on the hip joint, but it's very minimal. But it does allow you to go outward, forward, more than 90. Look at that. Wow, amazing. Thigh cut, sideways, double jointed knees, excellent range. Ankle articulation, backwards, forwards, rocker, detail on the bottom of the boot with a peg hole. This is an excellent figure, as always, from the Joes. But as we all know, the price on the Joes is going up to $27.95. This was $24.95. And let me just see if I can put this thing on here. And yeah, well, I can put it on well without having to be afraid that it might snap. I'm sure eventually this might, but I'm like, the way it is now, I'm pretty happy with it. I would love to get a second figure of this one, just without the helmet. It's really that good. So I'll price the value. I'll make the judgment on this one on the value with the base price 10 equaling to $24.95 because that's what I purchased it for. And for something like this, for sure it's a 12. It's close to being a 13. I'm almost like, I want to give it a 13. I really do. Because I'm so happy with it. It's not like it's not like there's a I discovered a lot of stuff here that I didn't know unexpectedly or something like that. But maybe the higher price that's coming in is making me appreciate these figures from before in a way that I wasn't expecting, because I really like the $24.95 price on this one. I feel like it fits it. I feel like it gives you the most value for what you're paying for. I feel like once it hits at $27.95, I already know. If this had been $27.95, instead of me debating whether the value is 12 or 13, it would simply be 10. It wasn't at $27.95. I know it's only $3, but it's not it though. It's like it's 23. That $3 is a big jump. If it had been $1, like a $25.95 instead of $24.95, you know, then it's an easier pill to swallow. But $27.95, that's $3 up and $3 away from 30. And when you hit 30 in this one, I'm telling you right now, at $27.95, I'm already starting to be picky with my Joes. And I'll tell you on my next figure. At $27.95, I'm gonna be picky. At 30, I'm gonna be thinking I have a lot of GI Joes already. I've got a lot of figures. I got a lot of characters. Some of them I don't even know. For sure, I won't be army building or troop building at 30. At 30, it's going to be like really special characters. Maybe a hooded Cobra Commander. I'll get that for 30. Or something, a character that we haven't gotten yet that I wanted. You know what I mean? As it is, as the way it's standing right now, I'm pretty happy with the G.I. Joe collection that I have already. For right now, at $24.95, base price 10, the value is sitting at around 12, maybe 13. We'll settle at 12. I really do like that face though. Very interesting. I do like the fact that I love this. I'll give it a 13. Just because I know the articulation in this one is antiquated, but that's the way I prefer it. It's so much, it gives so much more in range and everything. So, and then the watch having that face with an actual word that makes me curious to see if it says anything. I'll give it a 13. I feel 13 deserves it at that much. So that's it for my review of Footloose from the G.I. Joe Classified 6-inch line. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.